back to Breaking Waves. Very special episode today. We are joined by Aidan, of course, and myself, Hana. You guys already know that, but yeah.
Very special show today, guys. We are joined by Wasa, the University of Auckland Samoan Students Association. Welcome to the show, Wasa.
Well done! You got through it.
Sorry for that.
You got through it.
Got through it.
You got it. Association. Nah, thank you guys for joining us today. It's an honor to have you guys on our show. We always love speaking with Pasifika youth, especially Samoan youth, 685. Please introduce yourselves.
Taya Manuia. My name is Alofa. I'm 21. I'm studying paramedicine at AUT, so that's what I'm currently doing at the moment. And what I want to do in the future, obviously, be a paramedic. So yeah.
Nice.
Talafalava, my name is Holly Tere. I'm currently in my last year of a Bachelor of Commerce, and once I finish uni, I think I just want to work with people, whatever that looks like. Yeah.
My name is Rob. I am 21 years of age and I'm studying law and arts conjuring and criminology, and I'm hoping, praying that I will be a criminal lawyer in the future.
Nice. Man, those are some big jobs that you guys are going out to take. So why did you want to get into paramedicine?
I think my parents, because funny story, I think is how my parents met in Samoa. They don't have paramedics, they have nurses and ambulance drivers. So yeah, my mom was a nurse and my dad was an ambulance driver. So I think, and my mom has always been in the health industry, and that's all I knew growing up. So yeah, I think that's just all I know. And I really want to do what my mom does, which is help people in that way. So I think that's what led me to this pathway. So yeah, God willingly, it goes through. Yeah.
What about yourself, Holly?
I have always wanted to work in some sort of business. I've always found that I'd always want to give financially back to our people. So I've always wanted to work for a top 4 firm like PwC, Deloitte, KPMG. So I've always thought that I need to get a degree to get there first, and then I'll be able to eventually give back to our people.
Yourself, Rob?
I've always wanted to be a cop when I was little, and so criminology was always something I was hoping to study when I got to uni. I just picked up the law degree just because of the name itself. It just seems like it's a nice degree to have. And yeah, now I'm here and I wanting to pursue the law degree, which is very humbling. And yeah, I'm excited for it.
So what I'm getting at with you guys, that it's important for you guys to give back to your family and community, right? And studying is an individual journey, so you see you're there every day doing these classes, and the realities of life is that it's very hard to balance a degree, especially being Samoan. We have these commitments to our family, commitments to our village, commitments to our churches. So how do you balance these commitments while doing Wasa at the same time?
I think you guys asked before if it is possible to balance all of those things. I'll say it is, but at the cost of your mental health. I think that's for me personally. I can't really speak for others, but yeah, I think that it is possible to balance, but just at the cost of my mental health. But if it is something that is serving to your people, I think I'll take that cost any day and I'll do it all over again. But yeah, I think what you do need is a lot of support, a good support team, and then just those who have the knowledge that will be able to help you. Yeah, I think that's what I could say. It's just having a good support system will really help you balance all of those.
And just a question on that, because you have the whole mental health thing. Like, what have you been able to do to keep on top of that?
I don't know if you'll call it keeping on top of it, but
yeah.
But I think just having days where you just be like, you know what, I can't do it. I'm just going to take this day to myself and just letting it all out, even if that looks like just crying it all out one night, and then just getting back into it the next day. So yeah, I don't know if that's what keeping on top of it looks like, but I think just, having those days where you're able to just say, hey guys, I can't do it right now. Yeah. I just need the space at the moment. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, balancing for me is definitely possible. I think if you're pursuing tertiary studies, it's really important to keep that as your focus, and just to keep striving to that graduation day, to finishing and completing your degree. I think, just to touch on what Lofa said, yeah, mental health is really important. If you can't commit, or if you notice that you do need a break, it's really important that you step away as soon as you can. Give yourself that time to kind of collect yourself again, pick it back up, and then come back to studies, or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I think the same with my colleagues here. That it is possible to balance it. It's just, to me, I like to keep myself busy, and it's just remembering your why and why you do the stuff you do, why you come to school. It's because it could look like your family, it could be your friends, it could be your church, whatever your why is. I think it's important to remember that in the back of your head when you're entering tertiary studies. But yeah.
It's so interesting. I'm gonna ask as a question, because usually when people who are not Samoan or not Pacific, when they go into university, there's always an individual self-interest. Well, with Pacific and Māori students, I find that they go on behalf of their village or their wider family. And like Aidan was saying, you guys are rooted in service. Is that something that was passed on to you guys from your parents, or did you guys have to learn it through your culture? What was that experience like?
For me, it was passed down from my parents. My parents are very hardworking, especially my mom. My mom's very big on service to others, and she always tells me to always help other people, even if those people did you wrong, or even if they've done something to hurt you, you still help them. So that's what I always keep in the back of my head. I'm very big on following my parents' footsteps. So yeah, I think my biggest role model is my mom in terms of service. I've watched her give back to those who have hurt her multiple times, and yeah, it's just such a beautiful thing to see. It's just how big of a heart she has, and that's what I strive to have, just a big heart to serve.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I was definitely passed down to me through my parents. Yeah, I just think also it's just really important to give back when you can give back, to give to others that might not be as fortunate as you. Yeah, that's what I guess.
Yeah, I think it's the same with parents, but also growing up in rural South Auckland, big shout out to them. Yeah, you just see kind of the struggles people from South Auckland face, and it's just something that will push you to I gotta give back to these guys. I gotta in my life, I wanna show them a precedent, or set a precedent that they can follow in the future when they grow up.
That's amazing. I like that.
Yeah.
I honestly really like that. Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on the whole theme of your guys' kind of joint reasoning was service, right? And service is kind of a big thing for our culture, but do you think at times it can hamper people at uni? Like the reality of the whole culture, does it put unnecessary pressure on our students to pass uni?
I think it depends on your upbringing. So there are some people who are brought up who are kind of heavily influenced to that this is the only pathway, is to go through uni. Others do, however, they have options, or they're not so much forced. I don't really want to say forced, but it's the reality of some of our Pacifica students. So I think it really depends on one's upbringing, and just the difference in that.
I hope not. I think the reality is that it does sometimes, whether that be service to your school, service to the church, service to your family. It's really hard, obviously, to balance all of those aspects. But I think, again, it's just being honest with yourself and what you can carry. And if you're not able to serve as much as you would like to, just, maybe pulling yourself back and then push forward in the future.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I think it's different for everyone, eh? Yeah. What have you guys what do you guys hate about uni? If you hate anything at all?
Oh, okay, I'll go. One thing I hate about, I think, my pathway or my uni, which is AUT, and I'm just taking paramedicine. One thing I hate is that there's not enough brown faces in my class. Like, especially paramedicine, I'll tell you that all my classes, it's either I'm the only brown face or me and one other. So yeah, it's just real. That's what I hate about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have friends now. Yeah.
You wish there were more brown faces there.
Yeah.
I think she just wishes she had some friends.
No, I'm the same. There's literally no brown faces in my classes going into my last year. I think there's one or two if you're lucky. But I think unless you're doing like an arts degree or potentially law, that's when you see a lot of brown faces. But specifically with business, I don't see a lot of brown people or brown lecturers for that matter. Like I see a lot of white, Asian, but yeah, that's also hard.
Thing I hate about uni is just the cost of food and just trying to find somewhere to have lunch. Especially when a lot of the stores are turning into vegetarian stores. And so it's just, maybe I need to bring lunch from home kind of thing. I think that's one thing I hate about uni, it's just the cost of food.
Yeah, and that's crazy. When I was at uni, they had like cool food for like $3. I'm ancient. I'm a dinosaur. I'm a dinosaur. They had like butter chicken and chips. Probably not the healthiest option, guys. I think they may still have it there. Oh no, that's crazy.
And not for that price either.
What? There were $5 kebab on rice. Ooh. Yeah, rice kebab. I mean rice, meat, mixed meat. Now I'm hungry.
I mean, I'll tell you what $5 gets you now. I'll get you like those sushi triangles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just one singular one.
That's crazy. Yeah, you probably have to start making your guys' lunches at home. Yeah. So like the ACT Party, they released that statement on, I think it was on Twitter. They released it on, and they said that the Māori and Pacific spaces are racist. Wasa is a Samoan. What is it? A Samoan space? Is it?
Yeah.
Samoans. It is a. Yeah. Wasa is a space. That is what they're talking about. What are you guys' thoughts when they released that? I'll actually start from this side. We'll do a little bit. What were your thoughts on that? Māori and Pacific spaces are racist.
It was just unbelievable. Yeah, no, it was a bit, it was hurtful. It was kind of a thing you don't want to see from our politicians. They're supposed to represent us as our society. It's just hard when we're in a university dominated by our Western system, European settlers and stuff. And it's just us as a minority or marginalized people trying to find a safe haven for us. And then they go turn it around and say, we're trying to separate us from the rest of the students. I think in my experience being in Wasa, I've been blessed and fortunate enough to find and call this place kind of a home at university. And I just hope that this doesn't kind of deter our Pacific students from approaching us and trying to find their safe haven in university. But those are kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I found it to be really hurtful. The space itself, have you seen Harry Potter?
Yes.
And like where he sleeps under the stairs? Like I would say that room is the equivalent to that space. Like it's very small. And just having a small space like that for our Pacific people, and then the way that they spun it, I think that they just lacked the understanding of what it does for our people, what it means to have a space where they can come together, and obviously study, but I'd say also the way that we study is a lot different sometimes to the way that our other counterparts might study. There's a lot of noise, and that's just who we are as a people. We're loud, and that's how sometimes it helps us to study, just getting it out, having those conversations. And when I first saw it, I just think there was a massive lack of understanding for what it does for our people. It wasn't us trying to separate ourselves, it's just trying to better how we could study in that space.
I very much agree with Rob and Holly. I think one thing that Holly did mention is that just a lack of understanding from their end. I feel like if they had spoken to, even if it was just two brown students, then they would have gotten some understanding, at least some understanding of where our people come from or what it means to our people at least. So yeah, I think a lot of it is just, I don't know, they're really tricky if you ask me. But yeah, I don't know, I can't really say anything else on it, but I just agree with them.
Yeah, I think they just failed to acknowledge culture, which is interesting from that party. And I don't know, I think it was just like political clickbait to be more relevant during the time. But obviously, you know, you guys are saying that Wasa has helped you guys. So I'll start from Holly this time. Like, what has Wasa done for you for your university journey?
So I joined Wasa in 2020. I think that was my second year potentially of uni. And me personally, I'm not that well versed in our culture, and I think being a part of Wasa really opened me up to like learning about these things from peers who are either on the same journey as me or have more knowledge than me. And I think it was really good to get an understanding and learn a bit more about myself and where I'm from, and just the community that Wasa brings is really helpful for me at uni as well. It's having people that look like you, that are also on the same journey, that you can go to and ask questions, whether it's about your culture or studying. Yeah, I think Wasa has really helped me in my tertiary studies journey.
What about you, Rob?
Wasa, just like Holly, it's been very important in my journey. I've only joined Wasa this year, to be honest. My first 2 years I was being an academic weapon. Yeah, it's especially when you have other law students, especially in my degree, that are in Wasa, and it's it's sort of helped me culturally. Just seeing our cultural practices being displayed in university has been very good. And yeah, it's just that sense of community. Basically.
For me, I think Wasa has given me, like I think Rob mentioned before, it's like a family. So yeah, I think Wasa's given me a sense of belonging at uni. I joined Wasa 2021, and ever since then, I think that's just it's just been a sense of belonging for me. I don't even study at EU. I'm at year 8, but I did. I used to. So yeah, I just recently moved to ET, but I'm still at Wasa. I think that just speaks volume to how much it means to me. Like I don't even study anymore, but that's still where I'd love to serve. Is there at Wasa. I think it's also, like Holly, I've learned a lot about my culture through Wasa, through others, through what we do, through our advisors, the staff there. I did grow up in the culture, I grew up with the language, but there's always more that you can learn within the culture. I think Wasa has done that for me. So yeah, it's also helped with, I'll say, my confidence. And I think just things that you'll need in the future in terms of like planning or just running events. It's just helped me a lot with that as well. So yeah, Wasa's done a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's beautiful that you guys speak so highly of Wasa. It's so lovely to hear that these associations that we have mean so much to our students and to our people. And just on the special year that Wasa is having this year, it is Wasa's 50th year of being around, which congratulations to the association. It's wonderful to see such cool milestones by our own associations. I just wanted to give that back to you guys. What does this 50th year of Wasa being around mean to you? And I'll start with you, Holly, because I know this is very special to you. So we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think it's such a massive year for us. I think 50 years of Samoan student success is where we're starting. Like, it's about all the Samoan students, not just Wasa members, but all the Samoan students that, had that dream, their parents' dream of coming to tertiary institution, getting a degree, and using that to be successful in their lives. I think that's a huge milestone for us, and also just for our people to see that and set what Rob said earlier about that precedent, that if there's a kid out in Reba, a kid out in Otara, then they can see that and be like, hey, there's like a pathway for us to succeed, a different pathway. If you're, maybe not, if you're like that nerdy person in the class that prefers to do things differently, that there's an option out there for you to strive and succeed, and there's a space for you at the university. I think is like the most important part for me, that when we look at these universities, we don't actually hear a lot about the PI associations. And for me, it's really important that high school students specifically, that they can look at a uni and see that there are people like us, people that came from similar backgrounds, that are here to help you, and they want to see you succeed. So, yeah, that's me.
Well, go to you, Mr. Academic Weapon.
50 years of Wasa, again, is a very big, long milestone that has been carried through different students across the years. Just from their first year, students, especially, we think that we're the minority, but back then there were probably like 5 students that wanted to make this associate. And big ups to them if they're listening to this. And they've just carried on through these years, and now look where we are now, still trying to carry it on, and God willing it goes for another 50 years. But ultra blessed, and just grateful for the past students that made this associate possible.
Yeah, I think just another fun fact is that Wasa is actually the oldest association, Pacific Association, so we are actually the first to hit 50 years, which is
That's crazy.
truly a blessing, starting from Alpisa, which is the overarching. So we're even older than Alpisa, and then all the other Pacifica associations as well. So big ups to us. Big ups to the Samoan people. But I think it's just a massive milestone. And I think the beautiful part of it is that all the different leaders, the student leaders who have come through Wasa within the last 50 years, like Rob said, starting from the starters who started up the associate, leading up to this year, it's beautiful seeing how many student leaders have actually come through Wasa and have gone about their lives, and I think would still speak about the goodness of Wasa to this day.
I think so, man, guys. They say university is some of the most important years of your life, and I'm glad to know that there's associations that are doing good work in those formative years of your life. Now, with this milestone, it's a celebration, right? Yes. And we love to celebrate. So I know you guys have an event coming up. What do you want to tell our viewers about your guys' special event coming up?
We have a special Jubilee dinner on Friday the 18th of October. It's basically obviously celebrating 50 years of Wasa, but also all the Samoan students that have come through the University of Auckland. It's a big celebration. We're having a lot of alumni, really important alumni that have been there and who have served their time in Wasa as well. Also our current students. We have some speakers and some local businesses also that have been supporting us and putting this together. It's just a massive celebration of our 50 years at the University of Auckland, and again, being the oldest Pacifica association is a massive deal. So that's really what that celebration is about.
And how do our viewers get to the celebration? Is the tickets still open? Are we?
Tickets are definitely still open, so if you are keen to come, then go to our Instagram page and there's a link tree. Please purchase a ticket, come celebrate with us. We'd really love to see everyone there.
No, that's awesome. Congratulations, guys. That's a huge milestone. And what's been buzzy for me, like when I've been doing the show, I've met people from like Wasa alumni, and also, I don't think he was in Wasa, Efesel Collins as well. Nice. The work that he did for the university, and then seeing you guys is pretty buzzy. Because like generations of work coming to light, and now it's the 50th year celebration. That's so cool to have. Samoans. Samoans leading the way as usual. Nah, just kidding. I won't. I'll be kind to the other island nations.
We're laughing because it's a joke, but it's not really.
Yeah, I mean, we love to lead the way. Nah, just kidding. Okay, I want to try something new. Like, we're gonna do a hot take. Your one hot take that has to do with island people.
Okay.
And we'll start off with Aidan. So Aidan will say his hot take, and then we're free to give back feedback on whatever that is.
I want you to get this really good. I don't want you to mix my words. I'm going to say this very slowly and carefully for all the viewers. The 2023 Toa Samoa team would beat the 2017 Tonga team or any iteration of your Tongan All-Star team. That 2023 Toa Samoa team beats them all. And then if butts or coconuts, Stephen Crichton's running down the edge and he's scoring. That's my hot take, and I'm standing by it.
I don't think it's hot take.
Yeah, I think, it's not really a hot take, it's just the
table's not that biased.
You know what? As long as it supports Samoa, I support that hot take. And yeah.
I mean, any matchup historically,
Are you talking about Jason Taumalolo?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting locked up by Ling Isao. 2023 Ling Isao locks down Taumalolo any day. If I see zero ball knowledge in the chat, I'm telling you, I want to hear your best comeback, best reasoning why the 2017 team would beat the 2023 Samoan team.
We'll be putting Aidan's Instagram, his Gmail account.
He wants to hear the feedback.
On this video. Please get in contact with them if you got any beef. And you can squash that with them.
Actually, can Steven Seattle be my hot take, or is that?
No, yeah, you can be.
Okay.
You can be a hot take.
My hot take is I support Steven Seattle's videos.
Wow.
Do you want to look down the camera and say
That's crazy. Are you sure about this? This is very... Okay, I'm letting you know since the internet is dangerous. Okay. Why do you agree with his videos?
Because it's very much valid. I think it's just, like he mentioned when he came to do his podcast, it's just the delivery that people kind of get, a bit iffy about. But the actual message in his videos, very much valid.
Yeah. And I think the internet's a dangerous place. And Pacific children were raised by getting okingia. Like, we get growled off or told off by our parents. I'm just talking about like our generation. So yeah, you can be nice and say, don't do this online and stuff like that, but it doesn't get through youth's heads sometimes. So yeah, that you might get pulled up on that, but not from me, from people online. You started your career.
Shout out to Stephen.
Stephen will save me.
Shout out to Stephen.
Okay, I'm gonna steal Aidan's hot take, which is that mixed vegetables don't belong in chop suey, sup suey. Sorry, I don't like.
Sad to poor
vegetables.
people. Shout out to all the poor people who had to use vegetables because you didn't have enough meat. But you know what? Taste-wise, yes, you guys are right.
Yeah.
But survival-wise, I wouldn't discriminate against the impoverished people of
I think
South
you just
Auckland.
have more rice, bro. I think you just make more rice, man.
Yeah, true. No, I actually like vegetables in my supper.
I think if you're intentional about it, like if you're putting in capsicums and onions, but if I see you pull out that bag of mixed vegetables and put it over the pot, man, I'm walking out.
Onions, yes. Anything else? No.
Yeah, it's like, also if you put vegetables in your supper sweet, don't take it to the cook.
It's gonna be left there.
Yeah, I swear, just leave it at home. Have it for yourself. Because I've done that before and I got arrested.
Is it really a hot take though? Because I feel like it's valid. Like, I'll give you a hypothetical scenario. Let's just say you sat through an event, right? The whole event, you're waiting for the feed at the end. You open up that polystyrene lid and you see a supper sweet with vegetables in it. Are you disappointed already? Yes, you are.
Yes, but I'll still eat it because
You could just take it out.
I reckon they could have made it easier by not putting it in, but
Yeah, that's true. But yes, so no to supper sweet vegetables.
I just want to be real specific. Mixed vegetables.
Mixed vegetables. The $2 bags, right?
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
But shout out to people doing what they need to feed each other.
I don't discriminate. Food is food.
I mean, I'll still eat it, but if I had a preference.
yeah, grateful.
Yeah.
And obviously, I am not impartial to free food. Speaking of free food, Rob, you're a man who cares. He cares about food. Surely you have a hot take of some kind.
Yes.
Actually, you were quiet during our discussion about the sapasui. Well, what is your opinion since you care so deeply about it?
Everyone at uni know I make the best sapasui, and
Fact check that
And
one.
what's in it? And what's in it?
sapasui, obviously, my go-to meat is my moe,
Yes. Talking.
and yeah, just the spices.
And what naughty?
The spices.
Why not? Secret stuff.
Soy
Secret.
sauce.
Oh.
The secret recipe. So if you start a sapasui stand, I'll help you. Keen.
Rob has
It's a
the
business.
Make it happen.
legendary sapasui for Rob.
And you know, you said that there's a problem with food at university. we could set up a stall, sell $5 sapasui.
I think it's $5 is selling your sapasui short, Rob.
Well, I
Yeah.
just want to know that it's good for.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what's
And
up?
we'll do like a vegetable pot. And what?
No, Rob. Sapasui's like up here, man.
if you know, you know.
But what is your hot take?
My hot take is Samoans outside of Samoa, they use the Siva Samoa as their way to feel belonging to their culture. I don't know if I said that right.
Yep.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I feel that that's their way of trying to belong to their culture
yeah,
through Siva Samoa.
I think so too. That's why, like, have you guys seen the Siva Samoa dance schools?
So a bunch of
Huge numbers, and like $5 donations. They make money, like just teaching Siva Samoa. They feel connected with it. Do you think?
I think Alofa was in one.
Shout out to Limasio
Any
for.
plugs?
You want to shout out to you?
Yeah, totally massive.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's your
I
take on
think-
it?
Oh, my take. If you look at like Samoans in Samoa, I think, and then compare it to the way we dance, it's way different. Like these guys, our people back home, they could care less about how, like all these moves
Oh,
and stuff, and how we've modernized the Siva Samoa. I think that's kind of a Samoan living in diaspora. They've used the Samoa or the Siva as a way to feel that they belong to the culture, rather than other cultural aspects such as speaking. And
Poetry, yeah.
that's my whole take. Yeah.
Damn.
That's because Rob's a great dancer, guys.
Free fuck all puppy.
Get it.
If you come to the dinner, you get to see him fuck off.
Now that's facts. Like if you compare the dance classes and how much people go into it who don't even know their language or their culture, it'll probably be more than people who sign up for language classes where you learn the language and everything. And I think because it's Samoan dance is so beautiful, and you know you want to be seen, you know how to see the Samoa. So like, yeah, I want to be the taupo. And everyone just has that. Well, that's just what I think. Do you think people should embrace other aspects of culture more?
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, like
I
which
think-
parts?
Oh, obviously the speaking part. I
Yeah.
think the language kind of carries our culture throughout generations. Siva Samoa can come and go, but it's your language that is the foundation of who we are. I think that's what I believe, and yeah, I think it's more important that we focus on our speaking, and then the dance will just come as a sub part of that.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting take.
Why is it interesting?
I think for New Zealand born specifically, who might not know a lot about our culture, any aspect of the Samoan culture that they're interested in is a first step, and I would just encourage them to take those steps and whatever means they're comfortable with. And then I think learning the language can be quite intimidating, and that's why people start with Siva. Is I would say specifically at uni, it brings that community feel. You feel comfortable learning in a group, and learning the language is quite a big task to take on.
And
So-
Samoans are unforgiving, man. You make one mistake and they'll be like, well, you can't speak your mother tongue. Or like, our way to teach people is kind of just like throw them in the fire or like throw them on the deep end and then hope they swim. So the criticism on like diaspora Samoans not being able to speak their language is really bad.
Yeah.
And it's probably why they divert into other stuff.
Well, speaking as a diasporic Samoan myself, I started learning language in 2018, and I think the best way I did it was through the songs. Like, it's that mixture of being fun, but also having the language in it, and I think it's kind of really important that we don't lose the language. Language provides worldview, and without that worldview, we can't really have anything else. But yeah, I think songs are such a big way you can probably go about it as well.
Yes.
It's not so intimidating because, you know, everyone loves to have a good jam. Just off the top of your head, I want to ask everyone on the table.
Yeah.
We'll start from you, Hana. What's your favorite Samoan song off the top of your head, all time?
Whale liuma.
Wow. So disappointing, get it wrong.
How sad. He just shut me down right there. You're fired. That was good. What do we say? See, now I'm offended. Sorry.
Choose one is crazy. Probably just a classic with Fuimaono.
Wow, boy, speaking my language.
Oh.
I don't have a favorite because I'm still learning the language. But on that topic, I really like the remixes with like the Everyone thinks they're cringe, but I actually like listening to them.
Samoan remixes are on.
They're the best.
I don't
They
care
are the greatest.
who says Samoan people should stop making remixes. You should start doing something with your life because they're making remixes and you're at home just doing nothing.
No, but what I do think they should stop doing is remixing the K-pop songs.
Oh.
I thought I showed you in the video. What you in that video with your sister? Just going back to what Holly said, that's a completely different question. I'll just do my favorite song of all time because it's important. Maima, what's a momonga? Or deep cuts in the chat only.
Can you sing it for us?
Not for she wanted to dance because she's someone that Well, obviously I'm not going to Hollywood, obviously. Maybe Digital Star Search with that material, but anyway, the Samoan remixes are great. And I won't have anyone talk slander on my voice doing the Samoan remixes.
I mean, like, there's misses. Like, there's some where it's like...
Yeah. But when they hit... Like, tell me Taia Leanga doesn't slap, bro. Tell me that doesn't slap. 5 out of 5 dinosaurs in the chat for that.
But, I got a hot take. But this is going to be hard to compress. I feel that the Samoans in New Zealand need to be humbled. Because majorly humbled when it comes to their culture. They're too entitled. Not all, a lot. They're too entitled about what they should be gifted from culture and how they can express themselves culturally in other spaces, or having the need that I'm Samoan enough because of my blood. Like, I don't agree with that. Like, you are Samoan based on, yes, you are Samoan, but I could piss off and do whatever I want by myself. But what truly makes you a Samoan is how you serve your family and how you serve your village. So if you're not doing any of those things, but you're operating in spaces like climate change and taking up like board positions, and you're not doing the basic of serving your own family in your village, that's not right to me. And I think too many Samoan-born New Zealanders do that. And they take up all these spaces. I'm probably going to go a bit further here. No offense to Afakasi, but mostly Afakasi people in like high positions that make decisions. They can get into those rooms because they know how to code switch, go in and out. But they don't represent the people who truly need that help. And I think it's a big problem. And it's not, I'm not saying to take them away, but it's to help bring others up with them as they move up. So I feel like, New Zealand Samoans need to be humbled. And I feel like the best way to be humbled is to either go home, like send them back home, or have like, I don't know, someone do like a course or something where they can learn from home, from like real village teachings and how people there operate. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
Just on that, do you have any examples, like specifically in
Sorry, are you saying...
I'll get cancelled.
Are you saying they're playing the brown card but not actually being about it?
Facts.
Okay.
And I see it so many spaces. And they can tick boxes. Like they can say, oh yeah, I do this. Palangis don't care. They're just like, we got our brown person. They're like, that's the brown person, and they don't really look into the work being done as much as they should. And then those people get these opportunities that don't really service the people they're trying to target.
Yeah.
So
I think just on that, you'll only get offended if you know it's you.
exactly.
That's the only time you get offended. If you
Yeah.
know that you're serving your community, or you're, trying to learn about your culture in the ways that you just put, then you won't get offended. But if you're sitting there like, oh, that's harsh.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's true though. And like we're as good as how we work. We're only as good as how we work together and as good as the resources that we have. So if those resources aren't being given to the right, communities or people, and then they're just like, yeah.
I see the cogs turning in Rob's head as Tracy said. He was in very, that's our quote, academic weapon is in deep thought. So
Yeah.
Nah, I
That's what mine is.
100% agree. Yeah, that's all I can say.
And even our way of teaching, like how we teach differently. It's not a Palangi or Western way. It's like you have to, when you learn, you're just put in the position. Like if you go to a CE or you do something, it's like, go your ear, go sit down there and listen to what they say. You're just put on the spot. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. But I do feel someone needs to be more open with how they teach different kids, because we all learn differently. But I think it's beautiful, that way of teaching. Just do it. You'll learn as you go.
Yeah.
Instead of like overthinking and over planning everything. And that was like a rant. Sorry guys, I was actually venting.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. I definitely agree with the whole point of going home. Going home to Samoa will change you, especially if you haven't been before. Going home for me was such a humbling experience. Going back to Awhenga, shout out to Awhenga. Ramos, greatest in the land, home of the brave. But when I went home, it's just, you think you have problems here, and you think you have struggles here, and you just go home and you just realize, man, I'm so ungrateful. And it really makes you appreciate everything. Like,
Absolutely.
even the, when you complain about, man, I have so many assignments.
Yeah.
To even have the privilege of getting able to have an assignment.
Yes.
Or the privilege of having these problems, as opposed to, man, what are we going to do tomorrow? Or like,
Or even like I gotta work at a place that pays me $22 an hour.
yeah.
Bro, minimum wage in Samoa is like
That's real.
$2 or $3. You're lucky if you get $3.
Yeah.
So
I think everyone, if they can, and if your circumstances allow it, you should definitely make that first trip home if you haven't. Very much encourage anyone who hasn't made that first trip home. If you can, if it's in your capacity to do so, definitely do it. It'll change your life, and I mean for the better. You might not recognize it at the time, but it definitely will change your life. So plug to the motherland.
Samoa. Yeah, but thank you guys for coming on. This was awesome, and thank you for being brave enough to share your hot takes. If you get cancelled, that's not our fault. That's Aidan's fault.
Please direct all your inquiries to.
But solution to that, just delete your social media for a week. It'll pass, and then you can just come back and nobody cares again. But just my last question to you guys: what would your advice be to someone who's wanting to start university and embark on that journey? I'll start with you, Alofa.
I think my advice would be to make sure that that's what you want to do in the first place. Make sure that that's the passion that you have, because most of the time, I think for our Pacifica youth, they feel as if that's the only way to get through life is to go through uni, to go through tertiary studies. But I think, my advice is just to make sure that that is what you want to do, and if not, then explore the options that you have in front of you. Because there's a lot of different options. There's heaps of different opportunities out there. So I think my first advice would just be to explore those opportunities.
It's good advice.
I think my advice would probably be to come see for yourself. We have open days. We obviously have a lot of PI student associations. You can come and talk to any of them. Our people at uni are really welcoming, especially our students. So to anyone that's, might find it a bit scary to come to like a massive institution like UA and study, there's people, regular people like us there. And if you just come talk to us, we'll give you what we know, and then you can make a decision from there.
Awesome.
My advice is just don't settle. Put yourself out there. You will never know what you want to do unless you explore those foreign spaces and stuff. Especially high school students, now I think it's the best time to go for scholarships if financial reasons are the reason you're trying to or not gonna come to uni. Just putting yourself in those spaces. Sell yourself if you.
What did he say? Crazy.
Edit that part out. But yeah,
Sell yourself.
don't humble yourself. Don't
humble.
don't pity yourself or don't put yourself down.
Yeah.
Destined
Yeah,
for
pull your-
greatness.
Love that.
Started off strong, was it?
That's all right. Because you're just sharing how Aidan sells himself.
Yeah.
Right.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That's not making the final cut.
So I'm gonna wrap this one up, but I'm gonna give because Aidan, you go Wasa as well. Like, what is your word of advice for students who want to study at uni?
Do it. I think you owe it to yourself to try everything, and if not to yourself, then the people around you. You can only learn from what you go through, and if you can only fail forwards, nothing grows in comfort. We all grow in pain. So you owe it to yourself to try everything. Why be ordinary when the extraordinary is just around the corner? So try everything, and the immortal words of the poet Shakira, try everything, try everything.
No.
No.
But yeah.
Good job, bro. Thank you for practicing that in the for 10 minutes straight. You did well.
I'd be
Love
lying if I said that was the first time I've used that reference.
Nah, cheers. Breaking waves.